Picture this. You're walking into a coffee shop and you trip slightly on the doormat. Your heart races, your face burns. You're convinced everyone just saw that and they're all silently judging you. But here's what actually happened. Maybe two people glanced up for half a second, then went right back to their phones. This is the spotlight effect. And once you understand it, you'll never feel the same way about embarrassment again. Back in the year 2000, psychologists at Cornell did something clever. They had students wear embarrassing t-shirts, like one with Barry Manilow's face on it, and walk into rooms full of people. Afterward, they asked the t-shirt wearers, "How many people do you think noticed your shirt?" The students guessed around 50%. The reality? Only 23% even remembered seeing it. We're walking around thinking there's a giant spotlight following us everywhere. But the truth is, everyone else is too busy worrying about their own spotlight to notice ours. You think you're the main character in everyone's story, but you're actually just an extra in the background, and so is everyone else in yours. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. Smart, talented, had a business idea she was passionate about, but she spent 2 years not launching it because she was terrified of what people would think. What if it fails? What if people laugh? What if my old coworkers see it and judge me? 2 years, frozen. And here's the heartbreaking part. When she finally launched, nobody said anything. Not her coworkers, not her relatives. People were too wrapped up in their own lives. The spotlight effect doesn't just make us anxious, it steals our lives. It stops us from speaking up in meetings, posting that video, wearing what we actually like, asking someone out, starting the thing we dream about. We become prisoners to an audience that doesn't even exist. The presentation. Remember that time you stuttered during a presentation and thought your career was over? I asked 5 people who were in that meeting what they remembered. None of them even recalled you presenting. They were too busy dreading their own turn. The text message. You send a risky text, maybe something vulnerable or funny, and immediately regret it. You're convinced they're showing it to everyone, laughing. Reality? They read it, replied, "Haha," and forgot about it in 30 seconds. The gym story. My brother avoided the gym for months because he thought people would judge his weak lifts. First day he finally went, nobody looked at him once. Everyone was staring at themselves in the mirror or zoned into their own workout. There's actually a study that proves this. Researchers found that people working out significantly overestimated how much others were watching them. The actual percentage? Less than 5% of people even glance their way. So how do you escape this invisible prison? First, catch yourself in the moment. When you feel that anxiety rising, everyone's looking at me, pause and ask, is that actually true, or is that the spotlight effect? Second, do something small and embarrassing on purpose. Wear a weird hat, ask a dumb question, dance badly in public. You'll realize the world doesn't end. In fact, most people won't even notice. Third, remember this ratio. Embarrassment lasts 10 seconds. Regret lasts 10 years. That presentation you're scared to give, the fear lasts moments. The regret of not doing it, that follows you. Finally, adopt this truth. People are kind, but they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves, their own insecurities, their own problems, their own dreams. And that's not cruel. That's actually liberating. The day I truly understood this, I mean really understood it, everything changed. I stopped performing for an imaginary audience and started living for myself. Your life isn't a stage. You're not under a spotlight. You're free to mess up, try things, be weird, be human. If this hit home, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more psychology that actually changes how you see the world. And remember, nobody's watching as closely as you think. So go do that thing you've been putting off. You've got this.